Hello, and thank you so much for being on the show today. Can you tell us what are your names and how do you help clients?
My name is Nathan Redmon.
And I'm Sally Redmon.
It's my wife, Sally. We are health coaches, personal health coaches. My wife's also in the mortgage business, but we are recently or just launched a podcast that has to do with the concept of what we would just refer to as intentional transformation. We're very much, as health coaches, our lives and our worlds are heavily wrapped around the really the mission of helping people transform their lives from the inside out. We just say healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances. We call that our health trilogy, but our world is all about helping people regain their health, correct issues that are weight-related illnesses. And when you start to heal the body, the mind will follow along. People see massive recovery in mental health as their physical health improves. So yeah, that's our world. We're health coaches, and we live every day helping people regain their personal physical health, and the domino effect that takes place from that is significant. So that's what we do.
Is it easy to be healthy even when you're traveling, or is it a little difficult?
Well, that's an interesting question. It can be. Our program that we teach and that we personally both went through a year and a half ago is very much centered on reshaping your habits, eliminating bad habits and replacing them with good habits. So to answer the question, if I was in my weight loss phase early in it, it might be harder. But when you go through the program and you transform the way you think about food and your habits change, then it becomes very easy. It just becomes second nature. So fortunately, we're in that habit formed stage where it's really easy. It doesn't take any thought really. We just kind of fall into who we've become, and it's pretty easy when we're on the road.
Very good. Now, what do you love the most about Clubhouse?
I'll let you go. I'll let you talk.
Oh gosh. What I love about Clubhouse is the ability to connect with so many people from so many different places and actually engage and have conversations versus just, watching someone on Facebook or watching someone on Instagram. You actually have the opportunity to really pick the brains of some pretty amazing people and ask questions and have them answered. But not only that, but also learn from the answers that are being given of the questions that others are asking. So I think that to me is the best, is what I'm getting the most out of on Clubhouse, and people that we would not in our normal world or even in our social media world be able to have a connection with or be able to communicate with. Doctors or even authors of books or major, just big names that you would have to travel and pay a lot of money for to hear them speak. We're able to sit in a room and ask the questions and hear answers that they're given to other people.
I know I love that part too. Now, how much time do you spend on Clubhouse?
Well,
Uh-oh.
when
Uh-oh.
I started on Clubhouse, I would say it consumed me, and it was because I wanted to get as much out of it as I could. I wanted to understand it. I wanted to know what was really going on. And as time has gone on, now that I understand what a hallway is, what a room is, and all of those things, it allows me to be really selective and go in at different times of the day and actually pick and choose topics and speakers that are speaking that will help me within the day or even within my business. So you get a little bit more selective. So you do a lot of binging on the very front end of Clubhouse, but after that, you get really honed in on the rooms that are actually speaking to you directly.
Now, me personally,
Yes.
I used to be a podcast addict. I would listen to podcasts like all day long. Probably 4 or 5 hours of my day were podcasts. And I was just telling Sally yesterday, I said, I don't think I've listened to very many podcasts in the last couple of weeks since I found Clubhouse, because now that time that I was listening to podcasts, whether it be while I'm out on a run or on a bike ride or working around the house where I can just pop in an AirPod, walk around and listen to stuff. I'm probably putting 4 or 5 hours a day minimum in Clubhouse. And it's something, fortunately, being able to work for myself and work from home and work from wherever I am. I'm in a hotel room right now. I work for myself, so I'm able to do work and dial into Clubhouse, and occasionally somebody will pop in there with a conversation or a topic that I really am passionate about. So I'll get on stage and I'll do the whole, hey, my name's Nathan, blah, blah, blah. But I'm probably spending 4 to 5 hours a day on Clubhouse. But I've learned more in the last 2 weeks about my particular field and my area of my business and industry. I've probably learned more in the last 2 weeks than I had learned in the previous year combined, because just like Sally said, we're able to get on there and learn from people that normally you'd pay thousands of dollars to go to workshops and conventions and hear these people speak. And they just pop into Clubhouse randomly and they'll just take 20 or 30 minutes on your stage. And I'm like, I cannot believe we just got that for free. It's unbelievable. So I love it. I'm hooked on it.
Excellent. Now, what cool connections have you guys made in Clubhouse?
Well, probably the first thing that pops into mind for me is today at 1 o'clock, I'm going to be moderating on a stage that's sponsored by I'm trying to think, Med Health, some sort of a medical health type of a club that has over 2,000 members in their club. And I'm going to be moderating today on a conversation about how to beat type 2 diabetes without medication, because that's what I did. And I got connected to the people that are running this room, doctors and experts in their field. I got connected by simply getting on their stage 4 or 5 days ago, sharing my story of how I beat type 2 diabetes through nutrition alone. 2 days later, I sent a private message through Instagram to the guy that moderates this room. I said, hey, would you be open to letting me do a room talking about type 2 diabetes and how to beat it without medication? And within 30 minutes, this guy sent me a DM with a schedule that said, pick your time, let's do it. And I never in a million years would have ever met this person or would have not connected in any way. And the next thing I know, I'm getting thrown onto a stage in one of the biggest health rooms in Clubhouse to be a moderator. And it all came from me just raising my hand, getting on stage saying, hey, this is Nathan, this is my story. It's unbelievable the connections that are coming through this platform in just such a short amount of time.
So true. So true. Now, how have you generated leads for your business using Clubhouse, or how do you plan to generate leads?
I'll let you share. I have an answer, but I'll let her go. I don't want to. I'll just talk all day.
And I'm fine with that, actually, because what's funny is that I'm that type of person that has to learn something and really believe in it before I actually start bringing people in to things. And so I spent about a week to a week and a half in Clubhouse learning all about it, the ins and outs, and how to navigate it and finding the value in it. And then I reached out to him and said, all right, this is your game changer. I need you on Clubhouse. You're going to thank me later. And you need this. And it has totally transformed his world. I knew at that moment that it would help him tremendously. But as far as the lead gen piece, I saw the value of being in rooms and being in places where there are people that need our services, that need us, by people that are asking the questions, and by us raising our hands and sharing our stories. Is what's going to help us with the lead gen. But at the end of the day, it's kind of the ball's in our court to reach back out, to invite people to DM us, to continue to follow up, to follow them within Clubhouse, to also be able to, as creepy as it sounds, is follow them within rooms to make sure that they continue to see our name over and over again. So, yeah.
Yeah. And for me, my whole world, like I said, we both are health coaches. My wife does mortgage and she helps me with the health coaching, but the health coaching is my full-time thing. As a health coach, my company focuses on weight loss. I help people do exactly what I did, which is lose 45 pounds in 90 days and beat type 2 diabetes a year and a half ago. Now I coach people every single day. Well, in a country like America, and I know Clubhouse is international, but even just in America alone, the connections that I'm making, statistics alone say that 40% of the people I'm connecting with are either overweight, obese, they have type 2 diabetes, they're pre-diabetic, insulin resistant. The list goes on and on and on, because the health crisis in America is out of control. So I just connect with people. They follow me on Instagram, and then we start to back and forth and just create relationship. They start to realize, hey, this guy's just some whack job. I might be able to trust him. They see stories from other past clients of mine, and it just starts to build relationships. And my whole business is all about having conversations with people that I could potentially help and serve, and those people eventually feeling like they can trust me to be able to say, hey, talk to me about this thing you do. And in America, you can't help but find people that need what I offer by just simply becoming friends. And so that's one thing I'm finding through Clubhouse, is just making friends and making connections, and all that's going to change a lot of lives.
It's so true. Yeah. I mean, I don't have any of those issues you mentioned, but I do want to have a better health. So I'm going to be reaching out to the both of you for that. You know, I think if you don't have good health, you really you can't serve other people. So yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
So
Yep.
where can people find you online?
Well,
Go ahead.
I would say easiest place to find us would be Instagram. My Instagram is Nathan Redmon. My last name is spelled Redmon. So Nathan Redmon Health Coach. And then Sally, her Instagram is
Sally Redmon, SALLYREDMON. So those are the best. Yeah.
So we're also on Facebook. For people that do the Facebook thing, they can find us through Facebook. Our new podcast that we're launching is called The It Factor. Be a good place to connect with us. The It Factor, representing it as intentional transformation. That's what our whole show's about. Transformational stories that we're going to want to hear people share. Everything from health to wealth to personal growth and business and entrepreneurship. I mean, we're going to have a lot of different stories around that concept of intentional transformation. But yeah, Instagram is a great way to find both of us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nathan and Sally, for being here today. And we will see you in Clubhouse.
You will.
You will. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.